Ladies and gentlemen, here at Rivers Casino on the river, Champions Live Sports and Entertainment Talk Show with Al Levine, the talking machine to my right, and Kevin Cameron, my co-host on Champions Live. And what a spectacular event and evening we're going to have here tonight. Super Bowl legends, Pittsburgh Steelers legends, Dwayne Woodruff, Andy Russell, Robin Cole, Mike Wagner, Lewis Lips, J.T. Thomas, all coming in tonight to be a part of this fabulous fundraiser for Champion Enterprises Safe Summer Programs, working with and helping young people be champions in their own right. As we await the arrival of Smokin' Jim Frazier, I'll hand this mic to the only guy that can out-talk me, Big Al.
Bill, thanks. It's always a pleasure to do an event with you. You're all about the community and all the help you provide here, so I appreciate being here. I want to thank Bethel Park and all our viewers, BPTV, Dave's Cable, for letting us come out, venture into the casino. This is our first time Pittsburgh Sportsline has been here, although I can say I've been here once or twice. And it's for a great event with all the Steelers and dignitaries that we have here. Smokin' Jim is still not here, so I'll try to talk a couple more seconds here. We have Devin Shea on the camera. Thank you. And this will be broadcast as soon as we can get it out there on BPTV, Verizon 32 everywhere in Pittsburgh, Comcast 7 only in Bethel Park. It'll be on YouTube 24/7, Bill, so you can get access to it there. And if you can't find it there, check out our Pittsburgh Sportsline on Facebook, and you know I put everything up there. Thanks again. Enjoy the show. We're going to start after we give the mic to Kevin here.
Thank you very much. First of all, Bill, thanks for having me here tonight for this great occasion. Really looking forward to actually interacting and actually interviewing some of the great Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steelers. So just looking forward to a fabulous night.
Well, all that said, we'll be coming back to you ongoingly throughout the evening with some of the Super Bowl legends. Andy Russell, Robin Cole, Dwayne Woodruff, J.T. Thomas, the great Mel Blount is here, the man who changed the rules of the game,
yes,
Al.
Did.
You know, I said to Mel one time, Mel, if you were playing today, what would they do? His response was, they'd have to change the rules again. So we'll be right back in a few moments. Stay tuned, and all those great things Al said, I agree.
This man needs no introduction, but I'll introduce him. Hall of Famer, Pittsburgh Steelers Hall of Famer, Andy Russell. This is a great event. We're glad to have one of the Pittsburgh Steelers legends here for fundraising in the community with Bill Neal and all he does with champions, and Kevin here, and we have Smokin' Jim here observing. Usually he's the guy that's asking all the questions. So how are you doing this evening, Andy?
I'm doing great. This is really fun. I mean, this is a terrific casino, Rivers, and it's a beautiful place. So I was originally one of the investors in it.
No way.
Yeah. But when they had the problems with the financial issues.
Well, you had 2008, the debacle there. Then you had some delays and everything else, and the markets fell apart, the way I understand it.
So I ended up withdrawing my investment, but I didn't do it because the only reason I didn't do it is they didn't tell me where we're going to go with it. You know, the guy in Chicago or whatever.
Right.
Oh, well.
No, I know it was all supposed to be a Pittsburgh thing, and you're a Pittsburgh guy here, and I know the great things you do in the community. I've followed you for years, not just on the field, but afterwards with all your investments and what you do here.
Well, you know, one of the things that Rooney's taught us is to give back to the community and do that in as many ways as you can.
Sure.
And we all grew up with that. I mean, it was part of the being a Pittsburgh Steeler, and you know, my family we have a Russell Charitable Foundation now that gives money to various.
How do we get a hold of you there? Because I like to promote everybody in the area. I do what's called shameless promotions on my Pittsburgh Sportsline show. Since Bill let us in here, I'm going to do a shameless promotion for you. How do we get a hold of you?
Well,
for your charitable foundation.
Yeah, the best to do that would be to go through my wife. And I'll give you the phone number later.
I've met her. Okay.
Yeah, Cindy.
Definitely. I wanted to at least get that out. We're about people and having fun here. My idea is to have more fun. Anybody that watches our show know we promote that. So it's a pleasure to have you here, and I appreciate your time and all you do in the community.
Well, thank you very much, and I appreciate what you do.
Well,
It's significant.
you take care.
I'm Smoking Jim Frazier. We're here with Champion Enterprises in Pittsburgh Sports Line. So honored to have Mr. Blocker. He's the vice president here of the Rivers Casino. Hey, Mr. Blocker, please just let everybody know, first of all, this is a beautiful place.
Yeah.
And secondly, just let everybody know maybe your vision here for the casino.
Okay. Thank you for joining us. It's a pleasure to have everybody. It is a beautiful venue. We're honored to be working with Champion Enterprises and especially Bill Neal on such a great cause like this. And we're just going to have a great turnout, not only of our invited guests, but guests that are new to the property. So it's a win-win for all of us.
And I'm not sure where you're from. You only been here about 13 months, but I'm sure you heard about the Super Steelers of the 70s.
Absolutely. I'm a big sports fan. I happen to be from New Jersey, so I won't tell you who my favorite team is, but I've always followed the Steelers and remember those teams very, very well.
Well, some of my favorite teams are the Jets and the Giants, but we won't put you on the spot there.
Right.
But let maybe some of the people here in the city know some of the events that may be coming up in 2013, 2015.
Yeah, we've always got something for everybody here. We've got great food and beverages venues. We've got one of the best sports bars in town with the largest TV in the city. We're giving away a Camaro tonight for all of our guests who've earned entries through the month, and then we'll do it again. We're going to give away a 50th anniversary Mustang 2 months from now on the Kentucky Derby Day. So we've got events going on every single day here. We've got Pure Gold coming in a month or so that will actually perform in this ballroom. So just come on in, look at our website. There's information available everywhere. I think we have something for everybody.
And very well said, Mr. Blocker. It was a pleasure meeting you, sir.
Thanks.
It's Smoking Jim Frazier here representing Champion Enterprise and Pittsburgh Sports Line. I'm here with one of my all-time favorite players, Mike Wagner. Welcome here to Rivers Casino, sir.
Well, thanks. I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad you said all time instead of old time.
Well, the one thing to keep in mind is, what was it like when you first got drafted to the Pittsburgh Steelers? What did you think of the city? Did you think it was going to be, old, dirty steel town? Did you think you'd still be here after all these years?
Well, no, it wasn't anything like that. I'm from the Midwest. I grew up in the Chicago area. I was going out to school at a agricultural school out in Western Illinois University at a great business school. And, being a small college player, I didn't really think I was going to go high in the draft. And I really hadn't thought about it. I just wanted to have a shot to play in the pros. And when I got the call from the Steelers, I was a little shocked because I didn't know a lot about them at the time. Growing up being a Bear fan, had a little bit of history on them. But, I think when he first came to the city, it was a rainy day like it is out there today. And back then the furnaces were running, up and down the rivers. And it was a different world for me, in a different environment. But right away started learning what the Rooney family, what the organization was all about, what Chuck Noll was all about. And so all in all, it turned out to be a pretty good experience just coming into town. And then, my goal was probably my first year to not even make what's called a taxi squad back then, And I had a couple breaks literally go my way, and I ended up starting my rookie year. So, and from there, just tagged along with all the great players we had and all those championship seasons.
And when I go back and watch the tape and film on you, you had some of the best hands I've ever seen. Did you ever play receiver or offense?
No, I always wanted to in high school, but they wouldn't let me. I went to a Catholic school, pretty similar to like a Central Catholic. We had over 100 kids that would try out for the varsity football team. I didn't even make it my first couple of years. There were so many kids and so much talent. So no, I never lined up in an offensive huddle. So, but I like catching the ball. I always felt that a defensive back's job was just not defending the passer, but try to get turnovers. And I think that I think we had a whole bunch of guys in that secondary in the 70s that did pretty well on interceptions.
Well, I went to Gateway, so we don't mention that other team that you mentioned here locally. But please let everybody know what you're doing now in the second half of your life.
Second half, I think it's like the last 20%, or I'm not sure anymore. I work for First National Bank. I'm a private banker. I deal with some of our more affluent households. Our office is right across from the baseball park, and Monday afternoon I'll be over there at the Pirates cheering them on for maybe a championship run this year.
Well, I tell you what, I really appreciate your time. Very well said.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Mike.
Pleasure. Glad to be here.
Hi, my name is Rita Gregory with Champion Enterprise. We're here at a fantastic event which will celebrate Champion Enterprise and provide free events for kids throughout the year. Standing with me are a group of some of Pittsburgh's finest, most glamorous women. Standing here, I have Rachel, Britt, Maria, Chanel, and Allison. Some of the ladies I'm sure you've seen on KDKA's promos during Fashion Week and at local stores and malls throughout Allegheny County. We're very pleased to be here representing fashion and representing just the wonderful things that Champion Enterprise has to offer. Thank you, and now back to Bill.
We have another great celebrity here that's for the Champion Enterprises and this fundraiser. I know her as Chanel. I met her through Smokin' Jim Frazier, and we're glad to have you here. What's going on, Chanel?
Well, not much. I traveled here from Washington, D.C.
All the way from D.C.?
I actually did, yes, to be a part of this event. So I'm very excited to be here to see all of the celebrities, all of the sports players. It's just going to be a great night.
That it is, and Bill's doing a lot of great things in the community, and we're all here supporting him.
Absolutely. He always has, and I was glad to be a part of that when I did live here.
I know, and now you're traveling from D.C. I remember meeting you a couple years ago. I think it was over 2 years ago.
Yes, I think.
For a Super Bowl.
For the Super Bowl, yes. It was for the Super Bowl, yes.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to see you again. What else are you doing? I know you're into healthy things.
I am. I actually own my own business called Sound Body Solutions, and I'm a personal trainer, a health consultant. I do nutrition consulting and Reiki practitioner. So I'm doing all of that in D.C., so I'm very busy.
That's great.
Yes, thank you.
Can anybody get a hold of you from here to get help from you or check out a website or something?
Yes, absolutely. You can reach me at www.soundbodysolutions.com at 301-562-0767.
Well, thanks, Chanel. This is a great event. Look at this crowd here. Go out and have some fun.
I'm excited. Thank you.
Take care. I'm here with Robin Cole, one of the legendary guys that I grew up watching. I've become friends with him over the last couple years with the events and the different businesses that he has in the community. We're here for another great night of helping the community out with a fundraiser. And we got Legends of the Steelers.
Yes, for sure. And I tell you what, it's just a great evening. This is a fantastic venue that we're sitting here, standing here anyway, and looking over some of the guys that have started to come in and some of the people who are beginning to fill this place. But more important than that, we're here for a great, great cause. One that's been around for such a long time with great people like Bill Neal. And
Bill Neal is a legend also in the community.
Oh.
You can't say enough about him. It brought all of us together on a rainy night in Pittsburgh.
That's right.
At a great venue. The Rivers is just great.
And I prefer the rain than the snow.
Amen.
It could be done.
This is spring, isn't it?
Yeah, this is supposed to be spring.
And if we're not from Pittsburgh, we're not complaining about the weather.
Not at all.
But it's a great day inside here.
Oh, you better
right?
believe it. Great day inside here.
And what else are
we're
you
looking
up to, Robin?
Well, a little bit of everything, I guess.
Give us one good thing that you want to
it's good. I got a great thing that's going on right now, and just can't wait to get started. I'm in the process of becoming an ambassador for the University of New Mexico.
Congratulations.
I'm going to go to work, or an emissary position. I'm going to go to work for the University of New Mexico and try to help the university develop some tradition. We've kind of lacking in tradition over the years, and I'm positioning myself for that particular job and going back to New Mexico. I've been here for 30-something some odd years now.
How many?
30-something some odd years now. And
you don't look it.
I've raised my kids, and they've all done well and are doing well in other parts of the country. So it's time for me to dip into some things that I've always thought that I would go back to. And this is one of the things that I would go back to the University of New Mexico and kind of help out with the
You're giving
cause
back
that's
to the
very
community, and they need it right now.
Tremendous.
They
Yes,
need
you
somebody
better-
like you to get them started. He was the
They need
first.
to be kickstarted right now. That's
He
right.
was the first guy in the door here, and we held you back for a few interviews, so I appreciate you coming here. I
you're
wish you
welcome.
good luck in the future with that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That sounds awesome.
For sure.
Nice
For sure.
talking to you. Enjoy your night.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Here we are with legendary B.B. Flannery. He was also a guest on our show, Pittsburgh Sportsline, last year. We had a great conversation with him. He does a lot of great things in the community. He's here with Champion Enterprises here, and he's been doing this for years. B.B., welcome to the show here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
What's going on?
Nothing much. Just glad to be a part of such a great event.
Sure, and they're packing the house here on a rainy night. Look at this crowd.
Yeah, it's a great crowd. I'm glad that the Steelers want to be a part of this and just help the kids in the inner city of Pittsburgh.
And I know you help the kids all the time. I saw you doing some autographs and all that. You have a lot of fans here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I haven't played in 35 years.
No way.
It's been a long time, but people of Pittsburgh still appreciate me, so I'm happy about that.
And we appreciate you helping in the community here. And I always like to do a little shameless promotion for good people in our area. What else are you doing right now?
Well, I'm doing a thing. They just ran a 4-part series on me with Presley Ridge. I work at Presley Ridge.
I know you told us that.
Helping troubled youth. So right now I'm working on a basketball camp to help kids with mental health problems.
That's great. How can they get a hold of you?
You can reach me at 412-321-6995, and I can give you more information.
That would be great. BB, good luck, and thanks for being here tonight.
Once again, thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Kevin Cameron, and I'm actually standing here with the Honorable Dwayne Woodruff, Judge Dwayne Woodruff. We're happy to have you here tonight.
It's great to be here.
Excellent, excellent. So we're here again for this special occasion for Champions Enterprises to help raise money for the summer program and actually the other programming that Champion Enterprises has tonight. The first thing I would like to do, this is actually a good time of year because the NFL Network has just showed the Steelers as a dynasty in the 1970s. So Dwayne, of course, was part of the Super Bowl team from the 1979 year.
Correct.
And any reflections on the showing of that particular broadcast by the NFL Network?
Well, I think they made the right choice. It's always nice to look at those things and reflect back a little bit. Sometimes we get some guys together and watch some of those things for a few moments. It's just very nice to be recognized that way because there are a lot of great teams out there. But I believe that the Steelers are number one.
Definitely. That's what my next question was. I know that they did probably about 4 or 5 other teams, and it was actually great just reflecting on all of the accomplishments, from that particular time period. And I would also like to take the time to get everyone caught up as far as what you're doing. We always see you around the community, so you're no stranger to us. And one of the great things about the former Pittsburgh Steelers, so many of the Steelers are still here in the community.
Well, that's definitely true. We have a lot of them here tonight. When you look at Andy Russell and Grossman, Mike Wagner, Robin Cole, we're all still here in the community, all trying to do something to improve others' lives as well as our own as well. Since it's been 9 years since I've been on the bench, and the people at Allegheny County entrusted me that duty, and I'm trying to live up to their trust. And very involved with the education of our kids. That's something that's extremely important to me and my family. And I think as we move into the next millennium, that's the thing that we have to really stress is that education of our young people.
Definitely, and we're really proud of you as a result of that. And I watch you from afar, and I'm very proud of the work that you're doing after football. So, as I said, you're entrenched in the community. And can you provide a little bit more detail or comments as far as some of the other things you're doing with your programming?
Well, one of the things we're in the midst of right now is our Do the Right Thing program, a program that we ask the kids questions in regard to violence the causes of it, what can be done to eliminate it, how it's affected you and your family, your community as well. We'll have a banquet coming up on May the 12th of this year. It's our 7th year, and we'll send 2 kids to Washington, D.C. To talk to our congressmen, senators, about violence in their papers as well. So we're right in the midst of that right now. It's a national program, and we're very proud to be a part of that as well.
And for people to get more information on that event, how would they go about doing that?
Well, you can call my office, or you can go online to DTWT, Do the Right Thing, WRITE. It'll tell you about our program. It has contact information in there as well. It talks about the Washington, D.C. and the things that we have to do and what we've done last few years as well. So you can get all the information. It tells you all about Do the Right Thing program.
Okay, great. And while I have you here, the last question, I believe you spent somewhere around 12 years in the NFL. Right. And I know you've seen a lot of changes. And where I'm going with this, Dwayne, is the rule changes. Every year, the owners just had the owners meeting down in Orlando this past week. And there's more rule changes. I'm not sure if it really means anything to you, even when you played as far as dunking the ball over the goal post. Mm-hmm. But there are some other changes that they're talking about, some safety, moving the extra point. And I'm just curious as far as your opinion as far as some of these rule changes. Are they better in the game, better for the game, or would you say that they're taken away from the game?
Well, I think some of the rule changes in regard to the head-to-head contact, those things I think are good. It's making the game safer. The game itself is much faster than it used to be by all the positions. So I think that rule is a good one. Sometimes, though, I think some of the owners and coaches things, they're just tinkering with something just to be tinkering with it.
Right.
When you look at the rule change in regard to they're going to play with the extra point, moving it back to the 20, 25-yard line, it's like, man, there's a lot of other things you can be thinking about and doing as opposed to that. I'm sort of, if you're going to change that particular rule, I'm sort of with Coach Tomlin, let's move it to the 1, and now you really got some strategies and different things that you have to do after every touchdown, whether you're trying to get that 1 yard for a touchdown or you're kicking. And so that makes a change. If you move it back, that's really not going to do a whole lot. You just kick it. These guys kick the ball anyway, so it's no big deal, no big change.
And I wish I could have had a conversation with Coach Tomlin, because they're going to tinker and actually move it for the first 2 preseason games and put the ball on the 20 for the extra point. But how about the last 2 games? Move the ball to the 1, and let's experiment with that as well.
Kevin, I'm with you.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. All right.
Bye-bye.
I'm here with Steeler great and legend with all those Super Bowl rings, Randy Grossman. It's a pleasure to see Randy here. How are you tonight?
I am well, Al. I'm glad to be here for the champions, and I'm glad to spend some time with you.
Well, thank you very much. We actually go back in time a little bit to Ralph's Discount. My cousin Elliot Sherapin and Victor Sherapin were friends with Randy, and he had a great restaurant. I forget the name.
Well, Bobby Rubino's Place for Ribs. Weren't exactly kosher, but they were delicious.
That is true. They were delicious. What are you doing now in the community?
Well, from a working standpoint, I have a wealth management firm called Wealth Management Strategies, and I've been doing that for 24 years now.
I've noticed that. How should they get a hold of you on that? This is my shameless promotion. Oh. All the people that watch Pittsburgh Sportsline, they know that I do this, and you're a great guy.
Well, it's mywealthmgmt.com, short for management, and that's where I am. Yeah, and then obviously out in the community a lot. And
well, you're helping with this fundraiser where we're partnering up with Champion Enterprises. They do a lot of great things, and this has been going on for years.
Well, they really do, and they have a very strong and identified focus, primarily with middle school kids and younger. And sports is such a great teaching environment, not just from the skills of sport, but the skills of life. and that's really what.
Great points. I grew up in that sports type of family, so I can relate to that myself.
Right. So that's their primary focus in building character and providing good role models to kids, and it's a great group.
Definitely, and I'm proud to be here too with you, and it was a pleasure seeing you again after all these years.
Thanks, Al.
Good luck to you and all you do.
Okie doke. Thank you.
All right. Hello, everyone, again. Kevin Cameron, standing here with the great J.T. Thomas, formerly number 24 with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So happy to have you here tonight.
Oh, it's my pleasure to be here. It should be fun.
Definitely. Looking forward to the night, signing a lot of different memorabilia and actually interacting with a lot of the fans for a great cause. One of the things I would like to talk to you about, and this is actually good timing, and I actually asked Dwayne Woodruff the same thing from a dynasty perspective, NFL dynasty. The NFL Network just showed Dynasty Week for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I'm sure you.
I heard about it. I didn't see it, though, but I did hear about it.
Okay, but no doubt in your mind as far as the number one team that should be considered the number one dynasty, and I just want to hear directly from you.
Well, I mean, some things speak for themselves, and I think if you have seen the teams or even seen them in the dynasties football era, the whole 70 era, I think there's no doubt about it. There's no other team have done what that era did in terms of dominating the league and the game, and really changing the game. So basically, I think it's a very unique bunch of guys, and you go back and look at those characters, you'll see how unique and special they were, all were.
And also, since I have you here too, I would like to just ask you about free agency. This is the free agency time periods, and the Steelers just acquired 2 free agents, and I understand that they might not be done. There's a lot of holes to fill, so if you could just reflect on how free agency has changed the game. I know a lot of the former Steelers might have played a year in different places. If I'm not mistaken, you played a year in Denver.
I did. My last year was with the Denver Broncos, yes. With John Elway. Yes.
With John Elway. Wow, that's something else. So free agency has changed the game, and it has made it harder to have a dynasty today. And if I could just have your comment in regards to the challenges from that standpoint of keeping a team together and actually to have that success.
Well, I think today you won't keep a team together. The game is more business than ever, always has been, but I think free agency, it started the players get involved in the business part of the game. The owners always have been. And I think right now, because of the free agency, now the game's become what I call actual career money. When we played, it was job money for the most part. So the different games, so when you go into the game today, we came in with the attitude, I'll get 5 years, I'll get my pension, then I'll be set to get into my life works. Today, the mindset, if I come in and get 5 years, I'm set for life. So the whole mindset is...
You should be anyway, right?
Well, you should be, yeah. So I think in terms of where the monies are, and money's really dictating it, and it's just part of the free enterprise system.
Okay, and since I have you here as well, I'm sure everyone out there would be interested as far as what you're currently doing today.
I'm in the bakery business. I have a frozen dessert company, and I do primarily cheesecakes, but a lot of other individual desserts, both on the wholesale and the retail level. And my company is called the Black and Gold, like in Nancy, Gold Cheesecake Company. Okay. And I do cheesecakes, and I do some very unique products. I do a Black and Gold cheesecake, which is a Pittsburgh-style cheesecake. And I also do a sweet potato cheesecake that no one in the country does but Black and Gold.
Wow, very interesting. Very interesting. So if people would like to contact you to actually either do business with you or to acquire some of your products, how could they go about doing that?
Well, they can go to my site, which is the blackandgoldcheesecake.com, one word. And actually, the information is there in terms of the company, who the distributors are, etc.
Excellent. And while I have you on camera, too, I understand, are you originally from Macon, Georgia?
Oh, yeah, the home of James Brown, Little Richard, Norm Nixon, J.T. Thomas, folks like that.
Excellent, excellent. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with Leslie, Georgia, or Americus, Georgia. That's where my dad is from.
For Americas, yes. I used to play football down in high school, and I was called a few names down there a few times.
Is that right? Wow, I believe it. I believe it. All right, thanks a lot. Good catching up with you. Uh-huh.
Hey, Pittsburgh Sportsline fans, we're out here with Bill Neal and his Champion Enterprises, and I just run into Louis Lips, one of my heroes. What a great Steeler, what a legend. And he also was out in Bethel Park last year that we filmed at with the Pittsburgh Athletic League, and the Steelers won. Louis?
Yeah, well, that's a good time, man, because, I mean, you know, we don't lose too many.
No, and I'll tell you what, you can still get up and down the court.
Yeah, well, I try to keep up.
You do. I appreciate it. And what do you think about Bill and his another event, fundraising, and helping the kids in the community?
Yeah, well, you know, I've been knowing Bill for a long time, and even when he's with the Willie Stargell Foundation, they was gracious enough to give me an award when I first came to Pittsburgh. And, I mean, you know, if you know Bill the way I do, I mean, he's always in the community, always wanting to do things in the community for the kids. Give the kids a better chance.
And look at the crowd that he brought in tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, this is impressive in itself, like you're saying.
Exactly.
He's a true legend here in the area.
Exactly. I mean, and, you know, when Bill gave me the call, I said, hey, man, look, whatever you need, man, I'll be there for you. So
well, that's the type of guy you are. We've embraced you as a Pittsburgh guy. Look, you come out to my school district out there. What do you got? I like to do shameless promotions on our Pittsburgh Sportsline. Give me one thing that you're doing out there that you'd like to promote.
Well,
or two.
Well, what I'm promoting, I'm gracious enough to have 2 step grandkids.
Congratulations.
And regardless to say that both of them are stricken with the sickle cell trait. So my wife and I have been doing a lot of things with sickle cell to help promote, and
that's a worthy cause.
Yeah.
I know. I did a fundraiser with the Sickle Cell Society myself. They're great people, and they actually need to get the word out.
Right,
so I'm
exactly.
Because
a lot.
You can say hi to them down there for me. Say Al Levine says to say hello.
Yeah, Ryan Clark has really been a big boost here because of what happened to him and his situation. But
he almost died.
Yeah, right. And so we've kind of piggyback off of that, and has been doing a lot of things, both Mount Washington and just
throughout the area.
Anywhere we can go. We do little fundraisers, have little small auctions, with some things from like some of my teammates that are here, and and we just been doing it that way. So, you never know until it hits home, and it has hit home. So,
we do take our health, for
Absolutely.
granted. So,
Absolutely.
Louis, good luck to you, and
I
thank you.
appreciate it. All right, you're
Take
welcome.
care.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, my name is Kevin Cameron, and I'm standing here with the great Mel Blount, 4-time Super Bowl champion, Hall of Famer. Mel, as far as I'm concerned, you should have your own wing at the Hall of Fame, and that's how much respect that I have for you and how much I feel, your accomplishments were on the field. And what I would like to do, I would just like to ask you a few questions as far as the Super Bowl Steelers. And this is actually a great time because the NFL Network just got done showing the dynasties from the 1970s, well, really the Steelers as a whole. And I'm not sure if you had a chance to really watch any of the footage from the NFL Network. And if you did, if you could just provide some brief comments.
I really haven't watched anything. I very seldom have a chance to sit and watch television. So,
Okay.
But it's good if they are showing some of the highlights of the Super Bowls. Obviously, that was some great times back in those days, and obviously the last Super Bowl we won against the Cardinals. So that's good. NFL Network.
Definitely. NFL Network, when you have a chance, definitely see it. It was good to actually reflect on those Super Bowl victories. Now, as far as the NFL today, and when it comes to rule changes, every year the NFL is constantly looking at different rules and making changes. And, of course, you're known for a big rule change as far as the 5-yard bump they actually took that away because of how physical you were at the line of scrimmage. And if you could just provide a general comment overall as far as what you see the NFL, the direction that they're going in with these rule changes, everything from safety as far as what makes sense, or maybe just different things that might be taken away from the game or maybe benefiting the game.
Well, that's a lot right there. I think basically the National Football League obviously is a great sports league, and I think they really are ahead of all the other professional leagues out there. I know they have a great concern about concussions, but I think the game has always evolved. There was always rule changes. Even when I played, every year they get together and they look at the game and see how they can improve it. And I think that's what's happening now. It's just more media coverage now. As far as the 5-yard buck and run rule, I thought at the time they was legislating the game just to slow the Steelers down.
Sure.
And, we were still able to go ahead on and win 2 more Super Bowls after they changed the rules. So, and it's an honor for them to name the rule after me.
Definitely.
The only thing I was doing was just going out there playing ball and being aggressive and as physical as I could be. So that's an honor. That's something that I can tell my grandkids or they can read about one day. But I think the game is in great shape. I think we have a great leader in our commissioner, and I'm glad to see the guys getting paid. I think that's something that is long overdue. And so the thing now is young people need to be able to take advantage of the opportunity, make sure they do the right thing with their money, so when they lead a game, they can keep advancing and do some good things in the community.
Definitely appreciate that. And I mentioned before, just interviewing some of the other Steelers, that it's actually great to see former Steelers still part of the community, and you're still here, and we're happy to have you. So you're no stranger. But if you could get everyone caught up as far as what you're doing today.
Well, even before I retired, I started a boys' home in Vidalia, Georgia, and that's been 31 years ago. And so in 1989, we found a place out in Washington County. We bought some land out there and developed a home out there. And so I've basically been working in the community, working with young people ever since I retired from the game. And it's a great feeling to look back now, 26 years later, here in Western Pennsylvania, and see some of the kids you work with, see them have their families and come back with their families or their wives. And so I feel like football gave me an opportunity and a platform to work from and to do something good in the community, and that's what we've been doing.
That's excellent. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you. Good to talk.
All right, good to talk to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can't tell you what a joy it's been, what a pleasure it's been, and how fantastic it's been to be here at Rivers Casino with some of the greatest people in the world, certainly some of the greatest athletes in the world. As a matter of fact, Smoking Jim, we had a Super Bowl team in the house tonight. All we needed was a quarterback, and I think Al could have stepped in with the team we had here tonight. Some of the greatest players in the world, some of the greatest people in the world. We just want to thank everybody for being here tonight. And our good friend, former Miss Tri-State, Miss Pittsburgh, Miss Washington, D.C., Miss World, Chanel Smith, flew in from D.C. to be here tonight. We got people from all over the country here. And, of course, Smoking Jim, Al, and Kevin, members of a variety of sports talk shows in this city. Nobody does it better than we do, ladies and gentlemen. I want to give Smoking Jim a chance to close it out and tell me who's going to win the NCAA.
Hey, thanks, Mr. Neal. You said everybody's here, but I don't see Jamie Dixon here, and he got an open night tonight. But I want to say congratulations to Sean Miller, a Western Pennsylvania guy. Florida is a team that I think that'll go to the Final Four, and I got Arizona going all the way, Mr. Neal.
University of Pittsburgh, please be advised, Jim's comments on his own. I don't want my press pass nullified.
Ditto. Whatever Bill Neal said, ditto. Jim, that means I disagree with you. I want my media pass alive. Thanks, Bill. I appreciate this, having us at this great event. The house is packed here. Met a lot of great people. Of course, the Steeler legends. That's icing on the cake. and it's really super to meet them. They're down-to-earth guys. They're helping the community. It's all good stuff, just like Bill's helping the young people in this community. He's been doing this for years. Get out and support Champion Enterprises. We appreciate it, and thanks again. This will be seen on Bethel Park TV. Pittsburgh Sportsline is happy to partner up with you on this.
Give it to Kevin now.
Here, Kevin, you're up next. The best for last is what we say.
That's it. Let me have the mic so I can help close this thing out. Great night for a great cause. Happy to be here. And really, the night is just starting. But as far as the NCAA prediction, I'm definitely going with Arizona, even though you didn't ask me. Being from Aliquippa and the Beaver County guy, we're well represented with the Miller brothers. Okay? So definitely looking forward to the rest of the tournament. And again, looking forward to this great night.
Well, I can tell you this. The greatest team in Western Pennsylvania to wear black and red were the Shinley Spartans. I don't know about them quips. You can cut it if you want, but we'll re-edit it because me and Al got a special edit room so we can add stuff, take stuff out. Hey, we're going to say good night to you, but remember, champions aren't born. They're made through desire, determination, and dedication. We are the champions.
All right, Zach Brenner, Little Z, just come into the house about 15 minutes ago. He's out here supporting Champion Enterprises and the fundraising they're doing. Steeler legends are all here signing autographs, getting photos. Zach Brenner's looking to get some photos with the Steeler greats. Zach Brenner, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Great event we got going on down here. I want to thank Bill Neal for having us down here. I just met Steeler great Mel Blount, so that was pretty interesting. I'm digging the cowboy hat.
Oh, yeah, I met Mel. Gave him one of my business cards, Zach.
I saw that. You're smooth.
Hey, thank you. Talked to Randy Grossman, interviewed him, B.B. Flannery. A lot of great guys. Mike Wagner, Andy Russell, I did an interview with them. We've had them all out here.
Chipinelli down here, Still City Angels
in
the building.
Chip. So, that's our man, Jerry Chip.
Hey, also got to thank Jim Frazier, man. Jim Frazier came through. When I said Jim Frazier at the desk, they kind of took me apart, but, it was all in fun, though.
Well, that's our man. He got us here. I want to thank Bill Neal, Champion Enterprises, for having us partner up on this so we can rebroadcast it. And, hey, Zach, any closing words before we head out to MMA fights?
I'm looking forward to seeing Karma Worthy tonight get it on in the cage in Green Tree. So, hey, like I said, thankful to be here. Love the event. The food's great. Great atmosphere. So, looking forward to getting up to the cage, though. That's my kind of deal.
And thank you, Rivers Casino.